Oh, Smackdown Live, Smackdown Live. You had such promise to be one of the best shows of the year with the fact that we like a mere hours or like hours before the show, we get on Twitter or wherever that we were going to have a first time ever match. First time I heard about it was from Pro Wrestling Unlimited's video where Russell Bros put out a tweet saying that we were going to see a first time ever match that we're probably no one's going to guess and we're probably going to like. Then WWE came out and was like, we're going to get Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali in a first time ever match. And I'm like, take my money. That sounds amazing, and I can't wait to see that match. Also, we had the WrestleMania rematch between Asuka and Charlotte in tonight's show, which of course was going to be the main event. And really nothing good in between. I guess there was a good Randy Orton promo because Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio will be in a chairs match, which everybody saw coming. Everybody saw coming when Rey Mysterio got his throat crushed by a chair 2 weeks in a row by Randy Orton. So everyone saw a chairs match coming. And I don't know what they're doing with Miz and Shane McMahon, but I am not a fan of it. I honestly don't care about it. But Miz, with the trophy, comes out and looks like he's about to cry because he can't get a hold of Shane McMahon. And SmackDown, the main event was, which honestly, the first time ever match, which was the show that match that opened the show after the first promo, was a pretty decent match. Leaves you wanting more, but we also had the main event, which the first time, like a WrestleMania rematch or first time ever on main, like on free TV, I don't like as much as if we seen it on TLC or if we saw it at TLC or if we saw it at WrestleMania or any pay-per-view, because you get the same, like the crowd might get the whole match. The crowd will get the whole match. The crowd gets to see everything. But us at home, we lose a good portion of that match. Now, I know on SmackDown for the United States fans, we see more of the matches for the majority of the show because they do a picture-in-picture, but they don't do that for the main event. So Charlotte versus Asuka, we missed out. I believe they had only one commercial break, maybe two, probably one. And there's that like 2-3 minutes that you miss stuff. Now, in the Daniel Bryan Mustafa Ali match, there was a Spanish fly that was hit off the top rope by Mustafa Ali during the commercial break. Now, for us in the States, and I know this for a fact, we get picture-in-picture, so we get to see that, whereas others in the UK, Canada, and other places who don't have USA Network, use Sky or TSN or whatever, they don't have that picture-in-picture, so they don't get to see the Spanish Fly, and that's why you're wondering why did they just show a replay of the Spanish Fly during the commercial break? Because unlike the States fans, other fans don't get to see that Spanish Fly when it happens. I'm like, why would you have that big move, which is absolutely beautiful by Mustafa Ali during a commercial break when majority of your fans who are watching this, if they're watching it live, don't get to see it until you put on a replay. We'll talk about the Daniel Bryan. Like the only match I'm going not full detail, but more detail in tonight is that first match because Mustafa Ali versus Daniel Bryan was a match, and I'm like, take my money. I want to see these guys go for the WWE Championship or something else. Now that we got Mustafa Ali and Daniel Bryan out of the way, can we please get Seth Rollins versus Cedric Alexander on Monday Night Raw? I don't care if he's cruiserweight. I don't care if he wins the Cruiserweight Championship at TLC or he's not champion anymore, or not champion this time. I want to see that match. I think Cedric Alexander and Seth Rollins could put on one hell of a match. It would be great. We just saw Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali, which honestly could have been better, but definitely was a good match for TV. Now, with Mustafa Ali having a match against Daniel Bryan, this leaves the door open, and of course Leo Rush technically had a match against Elias on Monday. This could leave the door open for a Brian Kendrick or a Cedric Alexander, Buddy Murphy, Jack Gallagher, and like Tony Nese and any other 205 Live superstar to be on Raw and be on SmackDown in matches. So slowly but surely, WWE continues to integrate the cruiserweights into main roster matches. They're not going to be in major storylines like you would see a Drake Maverick, who's part of the AOPs, who's the person who's running the AOP, which I still question that one. But it would be great to see a Seth Rollins versus Cedric Alexander, or Seth Rollins versus Mustafa Ali, or Seth Rollins versus Brian Kendrick, Daniel Bryan versus all those guys. You have Drew Gulak versus an Apollo Crews when Apollo Crews gets built up a little bit more. Rey Mysterio versus Cedric or Mustafa Ali or Buddy Murphy would be a hell of a match. So this I would say this match compared to what we saw last night with Leo Rush is definitely better for us because we got to have. It was a good showing. Yes, Mustafa Ali sold the majority of the match because Daniel Bryan is the WWE champion, and you're not going to have him show as much weakness to a guy from 205 Live. But Mustafa Ali did get a lot of offense in. We had a rap battle. Because that went so well last year with the Usos and the New Day. This time it was like the Usos and the New Day. I can understand they can have a rap battle and probably kill it if they want to be serious about it. You had, and even Big E said this, for some ungodly reason, the Bar challenged the Usos for God only knows why, because I still don't know why, and I don't even want to know why. Even though the Bar was insufferable. The Usos are the Usos. They are from the Samoan dynasty. Don't ever challenge a Samoan to a rap battle because they will grill your ass. And the things that they said was hilarious as hell. Let's see here. We had, of course, The Miz being all like, I know, Shane, it's your week for custody with the trophy, but I need you out here so we can talk, so we can have a tag team match again against a bunch of jobbers. Like, oh, please stop. Just please stop. Orton cut a promo on his chairs match. That was, I guess, pretty good. Rusev and Hardy versus Joe and Nakamura. Can somebody please tell me, and I still want to know this, since Survivor Series, why is Shinsuke Nakamura, not taking his jacket off? Why is he wrestling in a full bodysuit? Has he got gynecomastia? Something like The Rock had back in the early 2000s? Or, I think it was 99, actually, where for, a couple weeks he wore sweatpants and a shirt to hide that while he had that surgery to, get rid of it. Is that what it is? Because since Survivor Series, I figured for Survivor Series he wore the whole blue suit because he was representing SmackDown, and that's why he did that. But every time, and that's very little, every time he wrestles now, he's still wearing this full bodysuit, and it makes absolutely no sense to me why he is. Why is he not taking his jacket off? I mean, he had zipped his jacket down a little bit to try and, so he could pull his arm down when he does his little motion when he's about ready to go for the Kinshasa, but it just made no sense. Why is he wearing a full bodysuit? I hope I can figure that out or find out because it just looks weird. And then, of course, we had our Asuka versus Charlotte match. But SmackDown Live started off with Daniel Bryan, who comes out, cuts a promo, becoming the evil environmentalist that he is, when he gets interrupted by Mustafa Ali. Daniel Bryan, of course, would take on Mustafa Ali after this. My bad. I don't have the volume up. Let me restart that. I turned the volume down. Of course I did.
Last week, I came out here and I called all of you people sheep.
Which, yes, WWE fans who go to these events and just say something like what or chant like biscuit butt or something stupid. Yes, you are a sheep.
The first thing I wanted to do was I wanted to come out here and apologize. I would like to apologize to the sheep. They don't deserve to be compared to you idiots. They are not the ones mindlessly destroying the earth with their endless consumption. There is no such thing as a carbon hoofprint. So no, you are not sheep. You're more like parasites. But I'm not surprised because you people latched on to the old Daniel Bryan. You lived through his success. That's what the whole Yes movement was about. You people living vicariously through the old Daniel Bryan. Well, guess what? The old Daniel Bryan is dead. And the Yes movement is dead. Daniel.
And before Mustafa Ali comes out, we're going to talk a little bit about what else he said because they cut out majority of it. Okay, let me see where he is. Let me see where we're at. Let's see. Daniel Bryan says fickle, says you're parasites, you take and give nothing in return. I'm not surprised you latched on to Daniel Bryan. That's all the S Room was about. But just like parasites, you moved on to the next fickle field, and now you now reside on the couch of the house that AJ Styles built. I will say this, that Daniel Bryan has really come into his own for this character. He also said, I am the WWE Champion, not AJ Styles, and at TLC this Sunday, I will crush AJ Styles' dream of becoming WWE Champion again, and at the end of the match, the WWE Champion will be the new Daniel Bryan. He then asked the fans, you don't believe me? Fans chant no. So the no chants are still going on. By the way, Daniel Bryan does have new side plates for the WWE Championship. They just black circles and say Daniel Bryan, which usually those are temporary plates. When Jinder Mahal won the WWE Championship, his first 5 months or so as WWE Champion, he had side plates that just said Jinder Mahal, which I'm sure if Daniel Bryan holds the title till WrestleMania, we'll probably see new side plates with the DB logo as it is on the side of his Titantron, or it will say the new Daniel Bryan or something. He says, I debate this with William Gatsu or whoever it was. We don't know if you're stupid or you deliberately pull the wool over your own eyes, which that could be a shot at everybody who goes to watch a WWE event and says that this show is great. This is the best Monday Night Raw, the best Smackdown Live, or the best pay-per-view I've seen all year. You're pulling the wool over your own eyes. Seriously. He said stupidity is the cultivation of idiots, and then Mustafa Ali comes out. So I just wanted to get that up to standard.
Hold on. I know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mustafa Ali. He is the heart of 205 Live, and he is an incredible performer. In fact, I see a lot of myself. And here, let me just give you some advice. You and I, we don't need to have this match tonight. See, you and I, let me teach you a little something. Because after this match, these people won't care. They're too self-absorbed. They're too xenophobic. They're too consumed with their mindless consumption. And the truth is, these fickle people do not deserve this.
He's meaning the match between them two.
What happened? Daniel, you inspired me, made me believe that it was possible to become a WWE superstar. And all those guys on 205 Live, we all look up to you. Daniel, you were that underdog that would stand toe-to-toe with any giant and prove that you can hang because you had heart. What happened? Old Daniel Bryan, he would want to fight. And that's what I want. I want a fight. What kind of car do you drive? I don't know what that has to do with this, but I drive an SUV. Are a small man. Why would you need to ride an SUV? As you know, I have a family, I have a wife, I have 2 children.
Slaps him in the face.
Ignorant!
Another slap.
Ignorant!
Goes for the third one, and Mustafa Ali fights back.
Daniel Bryan! Mustafa Ali's got too much pride to sit here.
Hurricane Rona.
By Daniel Bryan.
Heads as a takedown, whichever. Drop kick.
I mean, small little man.
Ali goes to the top rope.
Champion standing up high.
And
Takes
he takes him down. So we had ourselves Daniel Bryan versus Mustafa Ali. First time ever. I'm pretty sure that's the actual case because Daniel Bryan's been a part of WWE since like I don't know, 2008 or 9 or something. I don't know how long Mustafa Ali's been around, but I highly doubt these two have actually been able to wrestle before. We come back from break and Bryan is in control and he's just destroying Ali early in this match. Bryan soaks in the booze, Baron Corbin style, as when Baron Corbin would like put his arms out to the side and just let the crowd boo him. Same thing for Daniel Bryan. Ali does get back in this with a couple super kicks, one to the face, one to the back of the head for a 1-2 count. Baseball slide by Ali to Daniel Bryan, who's on the outside. Ali tries to dive over the top rope, but Bryan moves and tosses Ali into the ring post as we go to break. During the break, because I usually don't pay attention to him, but I notice Ali and Daniel Bryan are fighting on the top rope, and Ali hits a picture-perfect Spanish fly for a 2 count. Back in, Ali is hitting the yes lock, or whatever they're going to call it now, because his yes movement is dead. Bryan puts Ali in the trio woe after he fights out of the yes lock, and then a couple kicks in the corner, followed by a drop kick. Ali flips out of a top rope German suplex. Bryan goes for the running knee, but misses as he tries to go for the running knee in the corner. Ali moves, and Bryan hits his ass first into the corner. Ali over the head chops to the chest. Ali with the tornado TDT out of the corner for a 2 count. Ali goes for the 0-4-5-4, misses that. Bryan grabs his leg and starts bashing against the ring post 3 times. Chop block to the back of Ali's leg to the heel, locks in the heel hook, and Ali has no choice but to tap out. I would honestly love to see these two wrestle again in a 30-minute match on pay-per-view. Quite honestly, this was just Ali getting to show himself and get a little notoriety to 205 Live. Post-match, Daniel Bryan attacks Ali and clamps on the heel hook on stage as the crowd boos him. Then we had a nice little rap battle. I honestly don't care about it. It's just the Usos and the Bar, for whatever reason, going up against for this rap battle. Last year's rap battle was a complete joke, and this is no different.
Forget, we'll all engage in a triple threat tag team match this Sunday at TLC, where we will become once again your WWE World Tag Team Champions. But tonight.
And the fact that you had the Bar dressed like Vanilla Ice or LL Cool J ripoffs is just laughable. They look like buffoons. Come on.
We will be the judge, jury, and executioner. Or, you're up first. It's gonna be good. Yo, check it. All right, this has gone too far. Big Tony, let's hit them with the bar.
Oh, God.
Ice, shavy. Ice.
Do I have to listen to this again?
Yo, stop! Cover 8 and listen. The bar is back. this ain't Shamey. It's gonna hold you tightly. Sorry, it's gonna swing you daily and nightly. When will you stop? I don't know. No Shamey. Let's go back to the flow. The extreme gonna broke in your head like a vandal. When we step to those ropes, nobody can hold a candle. Ice, Shamey.
Oh my God, it's so horrible. That was awful.
We shut it down, dog. Yeah, word to your mother. Well,
Oh, my head hurts.
Incredible. Yeah, we're gonna give you that. That's a score for that.
A trash card.
Michael Cole looked like Wale. Well, moving on. The Usos. It's the Usos versus the Bar and the Rap Off. I'm like, it can't be. What the hell they about to talk about, Us? Oh no, Sheamus' hair grease. Cesaro's mouthpiece. Really, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Hey, you know the last battle we had, we got cheated. Felt defeated. Try to erase it from our past like my man Matt Hardy say. Delete it. This battle, we ready. We done already beat the nigga. Now it's time to beat Bebop and Rocksteady. Oh yeah, Mr. Movie Star, we seen your movies. Not trying to steal a line from the New Day, but your acting was booty. I mean, truly, the WWE Universe, like the Usos, they show love. That's Cupid, the WWE Universe sees Sheamus. Look dumb. No. You look stupid. Hey, Sheamus, is it true that you purposely stay out the sun so you'll fight like chalk and call Cesaro over in the morning to help you grease your mohawk? How do you knock Cesaro's teeth out with no knuckles? I don't know. I do, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce you to my friend, Mr. Turnbuckle.
This one actually got Xavier Woods to fall on the mat.
Mr. Turnbuckle. People want to know, how did it feel? Well, when I pushed Cesaro's teeth down his throat, I had to let him know who's the real man of steel. The Swiss Superman, right? The king of swing, right? None of that matters when you step in the ring with the Usos. Your boys keep the kryptonite. Say you on the bar and you set the bar. Standing right in front of you is the true tag team. We all the stars. 10 years in the game, we still go hard. You understand? Since 2009, 0 injuries. I earned the nickname. Call him Iron Man. Oh. 6-time champs are soon. Believe me. New Day, The Bar, Sunday, TLC. Welcome to the Usos.
And then the Bar tried to get one on the Usos.
Stop him on the Usos, I guess the Usos won by. I think that's obvious.
Usos saying about New Day stay down, but the Bar come back in. Leads to a brawl with the New Day, with the Usos, not the Usos, but the Bar standing tall. Oh God, that was so much pain. Like, the show just, you had this high with a great promo from Daniel Bryan with Mustafa Ali coming out. Them having a good match, not the best match in the world, wasn't expecting it to be, but at least Mustafa Ali getting to show people what he can do, and honestly, I hope he has another match on SmackDown again. In a longer match with Daniel Bryan, I would like to see Mustafa Ali versus AJ Styles too, that would be great. But, yeah. That was just that. And the hits just keep on coming because we have The Miz come out. And he is here to have a chat with Shane McMahon. He wants to get a hold of Shane. He wants to be a tag team with Shane. I'm not playing the clip because I'm over this. I'm just over and done with this entire segment thing of the 2/3 of the best in the world with the best in the world. I don't care about it. You had two groups come out, a referee come out who I guess thought that this match was sanctioned by Paige. You had Shane McMahon get jumped by two guys. He beat these two down, and he ends up winning the match for him and Miz. We go to the back, and the referee is getting reprimanded by Paige. Paige is going all ham on this guy when he's like, well, the Miz said you sanctioned this match. Which she's like, oh, okay. And then the two jobbers come in, hand her their invoices, and they say The Miz said that we would, like, if we did this tonight, we'd each get $5,000 each. She rips them up and tells all of them to just get out. A little bit later in the show, we have The Miz and Shane McMahon in the back. And The Miz is like, I've made it into WrestleMania. I've done all this. I have a film franchise. I've done all that. But I have never been able to become called best in the world until you came around, Shane. Holds his hand out and says, please, he wants a shake, and Shane walks off. So, are we supposed to have sympathy for The Miz? Is this the whole thing we're going to have, is that The Miz is going to become a babyface? Oh, God, no, please. We already had that, what was it, 2012, 2011, 2010? Whenever he was, I don't think it was before he was a WWE champion, but there was a time where The Miz actually was a babyface for a minute or two, and he's not a good babyface. Miz has never been, nor will he ever be, right as a babyface. Make him, he is a heel through and through. But it looks like, and I'm hoping this isn't it, I'm hoping we're not looking for a Miz versus Shane McMahon match at WrestleMania with The Miz as the babyface. Oh, good God. Oh, good God, this is gonna suck. Alright. I don't know if they have it. But Randy Orton comes out and cuts a promo about his match at TLC. Pretty much says nothing like a good old fashioned chair, steel chair. Says it's something to be. It's usually something comfortable to sit on. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, Randy. Wait a minute. Have you ever actually spent more than 10 minutes in a steel chair, like sitting on a steel chair for more than 10 minutes? Because I know I have. Those things are the most uncomfortable chairs I have ever sat in, other than like an uncushioned wooden chair. Yeah, just him saying that, it was like, you obviously have only been in a steel chair or sat on a steel chair for about 5 minutes. He's talking about this, and everyone's like, the boys in the back are going to be worried about the letters TLC. They do have the promo good, because I'm just butchering this thing completely. But Randy Orton gets attacked by Rey Mysterio after this promo.
Like a good old-fashioned solid steel chair, am I right? Built for comfort, but
no, they're not.
They have many other uses. One of those uses is making a statement or sending a message. Rey Mysterio knows that he has a chairs match with me this Sunday at TLC, and he's okay with that? I mean, surely Rey has seen me throughout the course of my career do sick and twisted things to maul my opponent inside this ring, but he's still okay with facing me in a chairs match? That would lead me to believe that Rey thinks he's going to get his revenge. But Rey's a victim. Victims don't get revenge. Once a victim, always a victim. Now this Sunday, all the boys in the locker room are going to be worried about 3 letters. TLC. But Rey Mysterio only needs to concern himself with the 3 most destructive letters in sports entertainment. And that is
Oh, right in the back. Now I'm just gonna say this, and it really does suck about live TV and stuff, is the fact that he's saying okay, and you know Rey Mysterio is gonna attack somewhere somehow because the crowd always ruins it. That's one of my, I guess, pet peeves of watching a show like this, is because you're sitting there, the guy's talking, you just hear the crowd going, oh, like, oh my God, or something, and you're like, something's gonna happen. It kind of ruins the whole entire surprise. Shot to the chest, shot to the back.
I think tonight Rey Mysterio beat Randy Orton at his own game. This is what gives Rey Mysterio
through the chair to Randy Orton, hit him with a drop kick.
So innovative, adding a chair to his arsenal. Dial it up.
And a 619. That sends Randy Orton on his way, and that was that. So they did show, which of course they weren't going to show in the actual video itself, the clip itself. They did have Randy Orton is like, let's show you what I did to Rey Mysterio the first time when he took the mask. And he's like, I think we can do better, can't we? Okay, show the second clip, which was the beatdown from 2 weeks ago. So, Randy Orton, definitely, like, my biggest thing about a chairs match is that, and this is just not their fault or anything. It's the fact of the matter is, no, like every time there's a chairs match, and this is why I hate the TLC pay-per-view, is the fact that we always get a stupid chairs match. I mean, I guess the chairs match is better than the stairs match we had between Harper and Rowan a couple years ago, but let's not even talk about that. It's the fact that they just throw it in there because, chairs is part of the TLC match, so let's make a chairs match. Honestly, I think if you had the right guys and you had the right people coordinating the match, you could probably have a chairs match that is entertaining and actually worth watching. These two I can honestly see probably having the best chairs match ever, which I know is not hard to do because most chairs matches have been god-awful anyway. But I can honestly see Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio, if done right, could have a good match with the stipulation of you can only use chairs. We'll have to wait and see until Sunday, but we will have our chairs match. Yay. So, one of the biggest complaints before we get out, one of the other things is that we have a tables match between Natalya and Ruby Riott. We have a chairs match. We have 2 TLC matches, supposedly. We don't have a ladder match. We don't have a ladder match unless something on 205 Live tomorrow. I honestly think that Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander should be in a ladder match. Why? Because I believe those two, this would be, I believe, the third collision for the Cruiserweight Championship. Cedric retained his title in the first one, Buddy won the title at Super Showdown, and this is match number 3. I would honestly like to see these guys take it up a notch and give us a awesome ladder match. That, or, no, that's the only match I could see being a ladder match. Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy should be contested under a ladder match. I would love to see what those guys could do in that time. I have absolutely no idea what match is going to be on the kickoff show. They have not even said anything about that. I'm hoping it's not the Cruiserweight Championship match, as Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy showed at Survivor Series. And another thing, this is something that didn't happen for Cedric Alexander's entire title run outside of Super Showdown, Crown Jewel, SummerSlam, and WrestleMania. Buddy Murphy was on Survivor Series, and he was the TLC. Outside of the big 4 for Cedric Alexander, which was, of course, the WrestleMania Survivor Series, and these 2 Saudi Arabian shows, not 2 Saudi Arabian shows, Saudi Arabia and the first Saudi Arabia show and the Australian Super Showdown, the Cruiserweight Championship was not defended at Backlash, at Extreme Rules, at Money in the Bank, at Hell in a Cell, and of course not at Evolution because that was an all-women's pay-per-view, but that's a bunch of pay-per-views right there that they should have had the Cruiserweight title on the line. So, somebody in WWE is getting time for the Cruiserweights, and I'm hoping this is not a pre-show match. I'm hoping these two get the actual time that they can need on the main card. Just my thing. And please make it a ladder match. Moving on here, we did hear from Becky Lynch. I know they don't have the clip, but she was asked about the fact that you have, and whoever it was, I don't know who was doing the interviews tonight, but she was always like, excuse me, this person. She did it to Becky Lynch and AJ Styles too, who was asked about his match too. Wasn't really paying attention at that time. It was just, SmackDown was just slowly just becoming, oh, this could have been a great show to, really? This show happened this week. But she was asked, if these two tear each other apart, that of course being Charlotte and Asuka, does that give you an advantage at TLC? Becky Lynch was like, no, because these two are probably 2 of the best women on the roster, but I love it. I love having the odds stacked against me. That's what this champ does. And she's going to win the TLC. She's going out there to scout out her opponents at TLC tonight in the main event. Rusev and Jeff Hardy versus Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura. Why did this match happen? Because these 2 teams are feuding against each other in solo feuds. So let's put them together in a tag team match. It's same shit, different era type shit right here. We get a random dance break, which Vince McMahon loves his dance breaks. Vince McMahon loves the dance break. I mean, you saw SmackDown 1000, first thing of the show. You had You had Vince McMahon come out and do a dance break with his mom, not his mom, his daughter, his son, R-Truth, and Carmella. We had to see these every once in a while, and they're going to be random. But Nakamura, I still want to know why he's wearing that full bodysuit, because it just looks silly on him. Why is he wrestling with his jacket still on? Somebody answer me that. Rusev beats Nakamura with a Machka kick. I imagine he's going to get a U.S. Championship opportunity out of this. And that was that. And then we had our Asuka versus Charlotte rematch from WrestleMania. Of course, people are going to sit there and say, and I saw a couple things on Twitter where people saying this match wasn't as good at WrestleMania. It wasn't supposed to be. This match wasn't even built for a WrestleMania. Like, this was just a WrestleMania rematch. There has never been a time on a random episode of SmackDown or Raw where we get a WrestleMania rematch in which the match that's the rematch is going to be as good, if not better, than the first match. It's just not going to happen. It's not. So if you're thinking like, oh, I'm going to watch this match tonight and I expect this to be better than WrestleMania, then you're expecting too much. You're literally expecting way too much. Asuka will win this match by DQ because Miss Charlotte decides to bring out the kendo stick. She brings out the kendo stick, Asuka wins by DQ, and all three women get shots in on each other with the kendo sticks as the show goes off the air. And that was your go-home show to SmackDown, to TLC. Was it better than Raw? Of course it was, because you do have that Cedric Alexander-Daniel Bryan match. You have the promo from before the match of Daniel Bryan and Mustafa Ali. You had that Mustafa Ali and Daniel Bryan match. You had the promo before that, and then I guess this WrestleMania rematch was good enough too. Nothing else really in between, but Monday Night Raw has been garbage for so long that almost anything you watch is going to be better. But this SmackDown was definitely worse than last week. So last week's was a good show, probably the best SmackDown of all year. And this one just fell and it started off good. It looked like it was going to supersede over what happened last week, and it just fell and fell and fell and fell and fell, and then came up a little bit, and then that was that. But that is your Smackdown Live review for December 11, 2018. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video, find me on Twitter at @TheFranz, find me on twitch.tv/Franz08. I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT as we build towards NXT TakeOver Phoenix, and we are 1 week away from that cage match between Aleister Black and Mr. Johnny Gargano. But I'm getting out of here. You guys have a good one. Find me. My name is @TheFranz. I'm getting out of here, and you guys take it easy.